Hello, my name is Evelyn Gomez and I'm currently a member of the Belmont School Committee, and I just submitted my papers to put my name on the ballot to keep my seat. I decided to run for school committee because I felt really passionate about the work that we're doing around the equity subcommittee. I feel like there's a lot of momentum and a lot of steam right now to make sure that we examine our systems and our structures to give all students equal opportunity. And I wasn't ready to let that go yet. I still feel like I have a lot to contribute, and I really love this town, and I want to do my part to make the schools a better place for our kids. The qualification that I've found most useful during my time on the school committee is definitely empathy. Just being able to understand where people are coming from and be really able to listen and hear their perspective. I've had a lot of people reach out to me and just tell me, I really appreciate you speaking up about your experience as an English language learner. I really appreciate you speaking up about, your struggle with your identity and being a person of color. And those encouraging comments, they come with that vulnerability. And I think that's definitely one of the strengths that I bring. Knowing that the district is doing so much around equity and that this work has started before I came is also, it's heartening. It's heartening to know that there are so many people in Belmont that care about, equity for people of color like me. So that's on that note, it's been really great. And then on the other side of that, there's, with the recent tragedy and the death of Henry Tapia, just thinking about how there's still so much work left to be done. It's definitely heartbreaking to know that it's here. Racism is here. Racism is alive and well in Belmont, and it scares me. Honestly, it scares me for my kids. I want them to feel safe in their schools, and I want to do my part to make sure that happens. Looking back, I remember coming onto the school committee and feeling very energized about bringing parent voice and student voice. And that's still something that I'm very passionate about, but I think it could have been done a lot sooner in the process. I think, everybody was just overwhelmed over the summer and there wasn't the bandwidth. But I really, one of the things that I wish I could change is to go back and really incorporate those voices into the reopening plans right from the beginning over the summer. I think it's just such an unprecedented time that we all needed to come together to make these decisions and do what's right for our kids and for our town. So that's definitely something that I would change, and that I've seen happen on the school committee since then, with the advisory committees being in place, with office hours now being a regular thing. I think we've made strides in the right direction to incorporate those voices, and I hope we go further.
Priorities be the next 3 years if you get reelected?
My top priority is definitely to make sure that we open schools in the fall 100%. I think that with the vaccine on the horizon, with all of the work that we did around air exchange in the buildings, it's definitely a possibility for us to be able to do that, and I'm excited for that work to happen by the fall, if not sooner. We're working on doing that sooner even than the fall. And then also the work around that I mentioned before around equity. That's also one of my priorities, because those opportunities need to be available to all kids, regardless of who they are and where they come from.
Okay. And what would you say has been?
But my particular strengths, and the reason why I think people should vote for me, is that perspective that I bring to the school committee that hasn't been there before. A vote for me is uplifting those voices and giving those voices a seat at the table that haven't been allowed to sit there before. So I hope to continue to do that.